Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Get Mom Ready podcast. Today, you have the privilege of having Dawn Marraccino on with us. She is a coach for women. What demographic of women would you say, Dawn? I'll intro us, but I want to hear from you real quick.
Sure, I would say that 30 plus,
30
but
plus.
but overall, I do mainly what I would call midlife women.
Uh-huh.
But
Okay,
what
midlife
is
women.
that?
Well,
What
we'll
is
get
that?
into it.
What is midlife?
What is midlife? We'll answer all these questions and more on this
Yes.
episode of Get Mom Ready. We're so excited to have Dawn with us. She is a women's coach and has kids in their adult years. So we'll get to hear a new perspective on the show, which we're very excited about. We've got Holly and Hannah with us. Anna is out. We'll miss her, but we're so excited to be back in your earbuds or your car speaker or wherever you are listening. Speaking of, we'd love it if you liked and subscribed and shared and all the things. And remember, you can listen wherever you listen to podcasts and can certainly find us on getmomready.com. And without further ado, Holly, introduce us to our friend, our coach, Dawn, and let's get into it.
I am so excited for you guys to get to know Dawn today. Dawn and I have known each other for, gosh, probably over a decade of known about each other. But we actually just met in person for the first time, like what, a month and a half ago, Dawn, I think.
So fun. It was definitely a month and a half ago.
So cool. But we reconnected on a more personal level and professional level last summer through the Ready Network. And Dawn is one of our Ready certified coaches. And
Woo!
so I'm going to let Dawn share her story, but you guys, you are in for a treat. I was washing my face last night, which shout out to me actually doing some skincare routine. Are you proud of me, Meredith?
Very.
I was proud of you. I was like, go girl. All right.
Yeah, Dawn and I were Instagram voice memoing about the last episode of Paradise, which
Woo!
OMG, if you're not watching Paradise, you should watch it. But I was literally giggling through, washing my face, giggling, listening to her because she is just a bundle of joy and energy and wisdom. And I just cannot wait for you to be inspired by her as we dig into her story today. So, Dawn, my first fun fact about you is that you live on a sailboat. So, tell us how that came to be.
Well, it came to be through burnout, actually. So if any of you are burnt out, right? Any of my hosts here, as well as any of our listeners, don't make any big life altering decisions. I don't recommend
It's a
it.
good point.
Yeah, so just, take some space. But we own a beautiful 47-foot sailboat and lived a very normal life. Like my kids weren't, I'd love to tell you, oh, yes, we adventured all over the world with our littles. No, I'm not one of those people. I lived in a house on a golf course with Little League and was a PTA woman, all
Yeah.
the fun things. Having said that, we're coming up on 4 years, 3 years. It's a blur, guys. I'm sorry, it's a blur. But I went to my husband and said, hey, what do you think if we actually sold everything, put a few things in storage, and moved on the boat for like 6 months, just while we're figuring life out? My husband is 11 years older than I am. And so he was looking towards retirement, and we were looking towards potentially sailing around, like taking off. That 6 month test, like I said, it was in June of 2023. So going on 3 years,
Wow.
not four. So that's kind of the story. There's been a lot of mishaps. You learn a lot about sewage. You think you know
Oh
about
boy.
Oh
bowel
no.
movements being a mom, guys? Yeah,
Different life on a boat is different, huh?
it is.
Yeah, that's
And
awesome.
you guys are, how do you say it? Anchored or
No,
docked
we're
or
docked. So
docked? Okay, I was like,
let me be very clear. I'm docked in San Diego at the Kona Marina. You can look it up online. It's lovely and it's at a resort. And so it's not quite the roughing it that you might think, but it's an adventure. And we really do So I know Matt a lot. I love data. Anybody here love data? I love data.
I'm
Depends on the data.
Okay, well, I literally calculated how many days I've spent on the boat versus off the boat, traveling, doing other
Wow.
things for work and different things just since June, since we moved to San Diego. And I have been off the boat 64% of the time. I love that
wow.
specific number.
Yeah, that
Wow.
is
Okay, wait, is
very
that a good thing? Is that is exciting to you to be off the boat, or would you rather be on the boat? Like, what is
Love
all
to
that?
be both. Thank you for asking, Meredith. I think it's great.
Yeah.
Anyone seen Narnia, the movie
Yeah.
Mhm.
Narnia? Chronicles of Narnia.
Obsessed.
Do you
Yes.
remember the Winter Witch, the White Witch?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit of the White Witch in the winter on the boat. I did learn that. I am a weather diva.
Okay.
So I like summers on the boat. I like when, has anyone been to San Diego here or Southern California?
It's been a
It's
long
my
time.
favorite place in the whole world. Yes.
It's about 72 degrees most of the time.
Yeah.
It's the perfect place.
Like, yeah, pretty consistently. So it's not a bad or a good thing, Meredith, to answer your question. I think it breaks it up because it's tiny living. Like, follow some people, you know, I don't look like YouTube, some of these people that are around the world sailing. I don't look like them, and my boat doesn't quite look like theirs. You know, they're on like 60-foot catamarans in the Mediterranean. It's not quite that luxurious.
I see.
So
So you're
awesome.
like, I got it. So you move, it sounded like, I don't know if this got recorded, but you said you're an Enneagram 1. So it sounds like you move to your 7 and say, I got to get off the boat and just break things up a little bit.
You know, I have definitely, like my Enneagram 1, I think I'm a healthy 1 now. We could spend 7 years talking about Enneagram. And
we're going to have an expert on soon enough. So we'll share that episode.
And I would love that. And my unhealth as a 1, which is a perfectionist. We'll just leave it at that. And I didn't know everyone didn't talk to themselves the way I do, but I digress.
Yeah. Very fair.
Okay, so Dawn, let's talk about your journey to motherhood. So back up however you want to start, but I would love for everybody to hear, because I know bits and pieces of that story, but yeah, what your journey to motherhood has looked like and what it looks like now.
Such a great question. So we have 4 adult children ranging in ages from 29 to 37. And we also have 3 beautiful grandchildren that are the light of my life. So you'll see me in Austin often. So Austin, Texas, because they live there. And that is part of the reason that we digitally nomad, is because like we were just there for 45 days. I don't love being a vacation grandma. And so being separated, I want to be in the weeds with my grandkids. I want to help my daughter-in-law, who I've known since she was 12. So we do have
my gosh.
Cute.
And she's like, I won the lottery, guys. So I hope you all get a daughter-in-law someday if you have boys. Like
I'm the boy mom. I'm the boy mom on the call.
You're the boy mom.
So Meredith, she is a gift from God. That's all I can say.
That is so beautiful.
But my grandkids are 18.
What?
Yeah, 18, 15, and 13. And because I started young, so back to your question, Holly, is that I became a mom at 20. And I was a single mom for a lot of years. And I met my wonderful husband and we got married. We are a blended family. To any of your listeners that are walking through blended families, I see you, I feel you, I was you. We've been married 30 years coming up this October. So we've done it. I actually feel like we did it.
Yeah.
There's still more work, but the mess of it all. And so I am a stepmom of 2, a biological mom of 2. So all through my 20s was being a single mom and then married and then was a stepmom. So instantaneously going from 1 child, doing my own thing all the time. So I am a control freak, self-proclaimed, still struggle with that even in my marriage, as far as like, oh wait, I have to consult you about the decisions regarding our kiddos. Not any longer, they're adults, but even that kind of stuff. I'm like, oh wait, I have a partner. So my husband is a much better partner, but it was a journey for sure, Holly. And so I understand truly being when I say I was a single mom, I mean, I was a single mom. So there were financial resources, there were not, emotional support, all of those things. It was my son and I in the weeds.
Wow.
Yeah, awesome and beautiful.
Thank you. I'm so grateful. I truly am. What a gift.
Yeah.
So being a 20-year-old mom was even very different than being a 29-year-old.
Totally.
Supported mom but it was also different. How many kids do you guys all have?
I have 3 girls.
3 girls. So going from 1 and also you may not I'm like chatty Kathy. I'm not, I'm introverted. Like I am so introverted. So also being like so introverted, I used to hide in a closet, guys. No, I mean, literally would go and hide in a closet. Yeah. So shout out to any of you listening from a closet right now.
Yeah, 100%.
Listening from
That's awesome.
100%.
Okay, So, Dawn, another thing that our moms who listen have in common is that, or at least we think we're just on a call talking about this, but like work is some part of our lives and it looks different for all of us. Some of us are full-time working moms. Some of us identify more as a stay-at-home mom, but are working in some capacity where whether it's volunteer work or whether it is, a couple of different businesses that we have our, dip our toes in. So anyway, I want to have you share your working journey because it has looked different throughout the years as well. And one of my personal passions is just to help moms see that there are different ways of being a working mom. And also it can look different throughout your motherhood journey like yours has.
It's looked really, really different. So as a single mom, I worked full time. I was in very, very glamorous line of work called retail. So I was a manager at Nordstrom.
Bless you. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And Ann Taylor. So I was, and it was a grind and it's super hard being a single parent with yours. Have any of you attended an anniversary sale or a half yearly sale? Yeah. So shout out to Nordstrom. But management was tough. So it was
for sure.
And was really a means though to support myself. I was also a cocktail waitress and a bartender because girlfriend needed to hustle, guys. Like I needed to get some stuff done.
Yeah.
And then I was like, glory, glory, hallelujah. What did you just say to me? I don't have to work. Like it's hard.
Yes.
It was hard being a single mom.
Yeah.
And I was like it was like a reprieve, breath of fresh air. Yeah. But then I realized I'm a hustler. I don't know how else to put it. I like work. Yeah. Like I like that. I love to work.
Yeah.
And so I had my toes in so many different things. You guys like to work out at all?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I taught actually, well, I taught group exercise. So way back when spinning was first a thing, John and G, like I think you guys might not have been born. I don't know. When Johnny a thing, at least you were definitely you were littles, but
that was a different kind of spinning than now. It wasn't rhythm based. It was the yelling, go as fast as you can.
Not rhythm based. It's so funny because I take classes now and I'm like, what are you doing? Like I literally am a cycle snob because I'm like, you do realize that your push-ups on those handlebars do nothing, lady.
Hello. I mean, I swear. I'm like we're not doing anything.
I'm like, you're not doing a thing. And
that's right.
No, my mantra was, if you can talk, you're not working hard enough.
Yeah, that feels right.
That's good.
I was the mean one. But I did an at-home travel agency. Like, I was like, oh, wait, I can do this and this. I sold Mary Kay.
Yeah.
I got into the world. Ladies, I'm sure some of you are in MLMs. Just pay attention. Anyway, just watch your checkbook. I felt like I spent a lot of money doing Mary Kay. I don't know.
Yeah. And keep profit margins high.
Yeah, I was recruited, honestly, I have been in vocational ministry for the majority of my adult career, Holly. So as you know, I spent 25 years as an executive assistant in very large church spaces. And that has definitely formed and shaped me. And it was a privilege for sure. And it took all of my gifting and allowed me, it was funny how it just allowed me, because my customer service aspect, even my travel agency background, and I think the spinning, yelling at people,
spinning wheels,
spinning and juggling something in the air. I don't know, a lot of plates flying. And about 4 years ago, I transitioned from that. And I just saw just a beautiful path of, first of all, rest, and then of reinventing and taking all of that gifting and using it in a different manner. But to your point, Holly, I think what I would love for moms to know is that it doesn't look the same. Mm-hmm. And it's not for everyone, like whatever it might be. And seasons, it's so hokey. Oh, your seasons change. Oh, embrace it. It really does.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah.
And each one, like I said, even though it's been an eclectic career and it certainly hasn't been a straight line, it definitely has, it all gets used.
Yeah.
And I don't live in regret because that's not healthy. Because I am a big time ruminator. So that's just a huge practice of don't ruminate, don't look back, look forward, keep growing and keep going.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
When did you decide, Dawn, or how did it kind of, I don't know, when did awareness dawn? Let me use your name. When did awareness dawn literally for you that coaching could be it? How did you start to go, okay, there's this thing out there. I think I'd be good at it. It's called coaching. And then you knew I want to pursue this.
Yeah, that's a great question, Meredith, because it wasn't clear. So I actually,
When is it ever? God bless.
right? I think maybe some people,
Maybe some
we,
people.
we have a 29-year-old daughter who's known since she was like, saw Legally Blonde. She wanted to be an attorney. And I thought that's cute, but
I'm
no, now,
so jealous of her for that
right
clarity.
now she's 29
Congrats.
and
Good.
she is like slaying it. I think those are the anomalies, though, to your point.
Agreed.
And I think that allowing us that space, particularly women, I don't know, but I'm so passionate about women. So, I mean, so I'm sure dudes as well, gentlemen, men, but particularly for women. So, I actually was in a season of struggling to find my own voice.
Mm,
So, I would say that environments can lean at times more male centric.
sure.
And so, and also when you're in what would be classified as a support role. So, not but you are a leader. I mean, I've led,
Yeah.
I just told you what I've done. So, I
Yeah.
was a leader. And so, how do you lead? And you don't feel necessarily like you have the title that's
Mm.
associated with it. So, I actually took a 6-month life accredited, ICA life coaching course
Oh,
with
cool.
the intent of finding my own voice. I had no intent of coaching. I
How
thought this
cool.
would be good for me.
Yeah.
And I was still on staff in my last role, and I thought this would be good for me
Mm.
to, and I didn't tell anyone.
How beautiful.
So I took that, and then after I transitioned out of my role, it was just very clear to me that I needed a change, that I had outgrown my role, that I was in a different time of my life. We were empty nesters. And I just felt that I needed some space. You guys remember the pandemic, and
Yeah.
the church space was a little rough for a variety of reasons, and I was on the front lines. So it was a tough season that I'm grateful for, but it was still hard.
Yeah.
And people started coming to me and saying, "Hey, have you considered coaching executive assistants? Have you considered because," and I say this with no arrogance, I promise you, but I had already done it, coached like other, that had been going on for a long time.
Sure. Of
Those
course. Yeah.
other pastors would contact senior leadership and say, "Hey, could your assistant, she's phenomenal, could she meet with mine? Because mine sucks."
Pretty much. Yeah.
Pretty much. And there's so many nuances to that role that spending time being mentored and coaching, Meredith, that's really a long answer. And then I realized I love executive assistants. I think they're phenomenal, and I still coach them to this day. I have a huge passion for that. Having said that, in my coaching, I have found I spent a lot more time. I don't really want to talk about your email templates. I want to talk about you.
Right.
I want
Mm.
to talk about
Right.
your soul, your
Yeah.
passion, how
Mm.
you're created, what is your desire, where do
Yeah.
you want to be, how do you see yourself, and that
Yeah.
you have a seat at the table. And that can be a little incongruent when the person, they're not paying me, I'm being paid by a corporation, a
Uh-huh.
church. And so I'm like, how much time should I be spending doing that? So
Yeah.
and then I became super passionate about midlife women. So there's this thing called HRT, and there's a black box warning that got removed. It's a whole thing, and it's a big deal. And there's a generation of women right now that were robbed of clinical knowledge
Mm.
because clinicians weren't trained. And so I just have become super passionate to make sure that your generation and even mine knows that it's not too late and that there's a lot of help that can help you, that you're not crazy. It's one.
Mm.
So that's
Mm.
also a huge emphasis of my work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
Wow.
love to talk about that, Dawn. Talk to us more about that. So as women who are, because we're kind of spread here from 39 to Hannah, are you 30? How old are you?
36.
36. Okay.
But Anna maybe is younger. Is
Yeah,
Anna
I know. I
younger?
was trying
Yeah,
to figure that out. I think Anna's like what,
33 maybe?
32, 33?
30, I think she
32,
just turned
yeah.
Looks like
33.
she's 22. Her skin
So
for
yeah, she's so youthful.
I know.
What's
So
her
as
skincare routine?
seriously, which Dawn, I do want to talk about your skincare routine at the end because I know that you've got one dialed in, and Meredith especially. Well, Meredith and Hannah have amazing skincare routines. I'm always on the struggle bus, but anyways, okay, talk to us about as women in our 30s, like spreading the decade of 30s as moms in our 30s. Like, what do you feel like we need to know that you are so passionate about as we approach perimenopause, menopause, etc.?
Well, I would tell you if you're over 36, you are in perimenopause. Sorry.
No, thank
Pretty
you.
much.
No.
Pretty much. That's not a blanket statement. I shouldn't say that. It's irresponsible, but I would want you to pay attention to your symptoms. And so, as someone, I'll be vulnerable and share that I never had a panic attack until I was in my 50s, and I didn't realize it was due to hormones. I never struggled with anxiety. I've shared I was a single mom. I don't have to tell any of you that there was a lot going on when you're a single mom at 20. No
Totally.
skills,
Yeah.
no resources, figuring life out. But anxiety just was not something I struggled with. So I would want you all to know to pay attention to your system or your symptoms. Pay attention to your system, which will dictate your symptoms, but not your labs, and get an informed clinician. So don't think automatically, my mom had breast cancer, my aunt had breast cancer, I can't ever use HRT. So I think like that's pretty basic advice, Holly, but that's the first step, is like pay attention to how you're feeling and what's changing, because what happens is you're in the throes of it. You're tired because you are tired. You're juggling a gazillion things. You have kids, you have spouses or relationships, you have all the things, right? And you're approaching an age maybe where you're going to hit that sandwich generation where you're going to be looking at elderly parents and still raising your own kids and navigating the pain of that. Like there's so much, but you deserve to have informed care. I'm just a huge advocate for informed care. So pay attention to your symptoms, not necessarily your labs. So, fun fact, your hormones will fluctuate all day long, period. And so, I mean, that's just biology. So, you will get your labs drawn and you will go to your doctor and they'll say, your estrogen's fine. I don't know what, your testosterone. They won't even test your testosterone, but that's a female hormone as well, just so you know. It's a female and it's important. And the FDA has not approved that yet for females. But
Wow.
anyway, we're working on it. So there's a lot going on in legislation. Like I am fighting for you all and fighting for my daughters and your daughters. And I feel extremely passionate just about informed medical care and a wide spectrum of it, meaning that your socioeconomic background should not determine your care. Like I could rattle off stats about Black women and how they don't get the same care. Sorry, they don't. So if your listeners are a woman of color, you don't get brown skin people don't get the same care. So I don't want to like fly off the handle here, but informed care for all people.
So good, Dawn. I love your passion around this.
I'm so passionate. Sorry.
So good. Yeah.
I'm an
Meredith,
advocate, period. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm gonna like, yeah.
Meredith, what's rattling around in your head?
Well, I'm just kind of curious, where, when that piece of it, were you starting to notice as you were coaching executive assistants, and then it sounds like maybe snowballed into just more women. Were you starting to notice the same thing and you were like, something is going on? Like, what was the pattern that you started to see that then pointed you to this gap in care with a hormone replacement therapy?
So it's an interesting question. Who's the therapist? Hannah?
Hannah.
Hi, Hannah. So this is not a clinical term. You're not going to find this in the DSM-5. I had a nervous breakdown. So I'll just be super clear, but that's not a clinical term, guys. So it's not a real term. But I found myself in a place so low, unable to function, and was handed a prescription for an antidepressant. And I am not against that in any way. Like I said, informed care is what is important. I started seeing a lot of different doctors over some very strange symptoms. So, and then ended up paying for a concierge doctor. So when did I started noticing, Meredith? So I had the means to pay for what's a concierge doctor.
Yeah, totally.
And that's still, no one said, hey, your hormones might be off.
Right. You're still having to do the heavy lifting.
I was doing all of the
do
heavy
the work,
lifting.
yeah.
I ended up in ER because of vertigo, because I was like, do I have a brain tumor? So I said, I'm an Enneagram 1, guys, and I am also like a researcher.
Totally.
There's a good side of that and a downside to that.
Sure.
And I was
You know
like, oh,
everything.
I'm having
You know too
severe
much.
vertigo,
Yeah.
and ended up in ER. And that doctor, in passing, looking at my gray hair, said, well, it could be hormones. And I'm like, what? I should mention I had a hysterectomy at 36. So I didn't have normal signs of going into menopause. And so,
Yep.
so when people would say, when was your last period? I'm like, 20 years
Wow.
ago. I don't know what
Yeah.
else to tell you, 36 years old.
Yeah.
So I think to your question, Meredith, that was a rabbit trail answer of I got invited to a talk. I'm a learner. I'm a lifelong learner. I love to learn. And but I hate LA. Sorry. Driving, anyone from San Diego, I know, Hannah, sorry. LA listeners, you know what I'm saying. The traffic is horrific and it
It
can
is.
take you an hour to go. You don't talk about how many miles something is, you talk about how long it takes to get there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I went to UCLA, which is beautiful, but to listen to a woman named Dr. Haver. And she recently is just releasing a new perimenopause book. Shout out to her. Shout out
That's awesome.
to the new menopause book. I heard her speak and realized I was in a room of clinicians. It was a wild invite that came from someone so I would say that I went, what? All of these symptoms?
Wow.
What? My frozen shoulder, my anxiety, my vertigo, my swollen tongue. Like, who gets a swollen tongue? There were just, no, the symptoms were so random, not to mention the rage. Oh, ladies,
Yeah.
I know
rage.
someone was saying on a podcast the other day, like the itchy ear.
Yeah,
Like
you get itchy.
Jennifer,
Yeah.
what was it? Like Amy Poehler.
Yeah, it was Amy
Lawrence was like,
Poehler.
oh, my ear's itchy. And she's like, oh, did you know that's a sign of perimenopause? And
Yes.
Jennifer Lawrence is like,
Yeah. Oh no.
What?
Everything you just described, I'm like, well, I'm definitely in perimenopause because I have all that you just
And
described.
if you're not, and so that's why I just said,
Oh,
informed
gosh.
care. And that might not be your story. You may breeze through it. I am not here to project that this is everyone's story. But
Oh,
Meredith,
that's good to know.
I realized that women don't know and that I
Yeah.
was suffering and that years of my life were robbed. We have women my age and my age group that are tapping out of careers. So you talk about like having a baby and then you get back into the game. And when a man is at his height of his career, earning capacity, as well as, status, all of those things is 50s. And women are tapping out because they're like, I can't do this anymore. I can't. Oh, brain fog? Hello.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brain fog but all of these things are biological.
Right.
So it's a biological. So I really am just passionate too for those women who are in transition. I'm coaching a young woman who's 30 and she has a 4-month-old baby. And she's like, I don't know what to do. I really want to work, but I feel guilty. And I'm like, so when I say transition, I don't just mean like transition into menopause or transition into empty nest. I mean, I'm just passionate about a woman being able to see I have choices and none of them should be vilified. Don't become the villain of your own story. Like we write these stories in our own heads of, I can't do this. You can. You can. Everything comes at a cost, though. You might not be able to do
Yes.
everything. I think that's a lie.
Yeah.
Hannah, you were just snapping. What made you
Well,
snap?
I was just like, it's so true because I think there's, my husband and I were talking about this, is that it's like, you can do whatever you want to do and there's a cost, you know what I mean? So you get to choose what you want to sacrifice or what you want to, do. But it sounds like cheesy, but set your mind, like you can set your mind to whatever you want to do. But it's like, it is true. You hear these people that when they're a kid, they're like, I'm going to be a lawyer. And it's like, she's going to be a lawyer. And it's like, why is she going to be a lawyer? Because she's determined, she's motivated, she set her mind to it. She's going to do it. It might have a cost of different parts of her life might look different, but you can't have it all the time.
Cannot.
But you can have, like, if there's something that you are going for, yes, you can have it, and you have to choose and be okay. If that's the one thing, then you have to figure out the other things that are going to be put, to the side.
Yeah, Hannah, I resonate with that. And I was thinking, even when you were saying it, it's that saying, choose your hard. It's all hard, guys.
Yeah.
Choose your hard. But
That's true.
You just choose your hard. So having kids is hard. So being a mom is hard work. It's rewarding. And it is so if you were to say, what's my favorite thing? Being a mom.
And why is that, Dawn? Why is that your favorite thing?
So through the different seasons, whether it be that magical moment in the middle of the night when you think you can't get up one more time and you are sleep deprived and you have one eye open.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry.
I know, me too. And I'm not even in it. You and Meredith and Hannah are like in it right now, and I'm not.
Somehow that one moment where it's magic. It's going to make me cry. There's magic in that moonlight, right? And even though it's so hard And Hannah, you have more than one, you know it does pass.
Yeah.
That time with that baby goes, and you will never get it back. That's the thing. I'm sorry, but you
If you
won't.
keep having kids, then you keep getting back, right?
You can. I mean, there's a whole other choose your hard. Choose your hard. So why, whether it be to the 4-year-old that runs up to you with arms wide open, snotty nose, sorry, and just loves you in a way, that unconditional love from a 4 and 5-year-old, there's nothing like it. I can tell you that. My tap out job, like, you know how we have escape jobs, was like, I'll go teach preschool, 4 and 5 years. Only because like I don't have to change a diaper and they just love you unconditionally.
Yeah, you're giving me hope
Arts
because
and crafts, you get to play outside.
Yeah, 2-year-olds are tough, Meredith. You noticed, or Polly, I didn't
That's
mention,
okay,
I said newborn, like
no, I
1-year-old.
noticed that. You skipped like
skipped.
2 and 3.
I skipped 2 and 3. I have some very strong-willed Enneagram 8 kiddos, and it's a lot. But the hardest one
Holly
is
enjoy the 2 and 3 because we're gonna help
Yeah.
Holly.
Boy, so the thing is that so to your question though, I'm ADD. Like if you like, I hope you
Same.
all can rabbit trail.
Yeah, you're in good company.
So
Yeah.
the thing, but then to go on, and then the stinky boys filling up your car after school when it only smells like Axe. Do they still like that Axe spray?
Yeah, that
I hope they don't, for the sake of their hormones.
Hormones,
Right?
That's right.
Oh, you and Meredith, right? I'm sure that's such a disruptor, but we could go down a definite rabbit trail feelings on all of those disruptors. So throw out any Bath and Body Works. Anyway, so snap for that, guys. So
literally throw it out.
Darn, my kids are obsessed with that hand sanitizer.
Switch to EO. Switch to EO.
Yeah.
Okay.
Switch to EO.
So
Plenty of great alternatives. Keep going, Dawn.
there are. So to now adult kiddos and the watching your children have agency and be their own person. And people are often like, you should be so proud of your kids. Like we have 3 that are doing amazing. 1 is struggling, I'll be honest. Like, and I joke that it's a crapshoot. So to any of those maybe older moms listening or people having challenges, I joke that, okay, take the dice, ladies, roll them against the wall. We do our best. I'm like, 3 out of 4 ain't bad. No, but people are like, you should be so proud of you. It's been a struggle. So
Yeah.
3 out of 4, it's life. And, but even in that, even in the hard things, the unconditional love that you get to give and you get to really examine.
Yeah.
Is it unconditional? What conditions have I placed, like expectations? You see, unconditional is an interesting word because what expectations do I have on my children? What, on what my family looks like? Like we had a teenage pregnancy and I was in vocational ministry, which means I worked at a church for y'all out there. And you can't hide an 18-year-old pregnant belly. So I mean, that'll strip away your pride in an instant. Like I was like, I created this environment where we look perfect. I have a perfectly curated life, living on my golf course, with working at a church, volunteering, with my, like, look at my beautiful life. No. Because there's stuff going on behind the walls. So, but what does unconditional love look like? And so I think it is such a privilege what you get to do, that you have been entrusted with souls every day, and that you get to pour into them and you get to apologize to them and show your humanness and show and model. Guys, have you looked at the world? It's cray-cray.
Yes.
Okay. The world is crazy. I don't care where you sit politically. I don't care what you do. Anywhere, the world is insane right now. And so that you have been given the privilege to help like other people, these little humans grow up. It's why I'm so passionate about the next generation. And when I say that I mentor younger women in the next gen, because like, of course I do. It's my responsibility. Sorry, but I like love being a mom. I don't know. I just think it's the most rad, hardest, beautiful, painstaking, most unaffirming. Like you don't get affirmed by your kid. Listen, I've been all things. Being a stay-at-home mom, for your listeners, I found that I needed to spend some time cleaning toilets and doing things so that I wasn't chasing affirmation from all of the world. So that I was not choosing my identity to be based in every attagirl that I would get. So I had some inner work and growth to do to go, am I okay as Dawn? Am I so in any of these hats that I've worn, I am still me. So that's the other reason I'm passionate about the next gen. Like, and to your moms listening, I would just say you are enough exactly how you are. You don't have to do one more thing. And you don't have to have a perfect curated house. Social media, I don't even know how you do it. I mean,
know, yeah, like back then we didn't have to worry about
No.
who's got what. I think what you're saying is so powerful. And it's like you ask so many women as they, whatever part in their life that they are in, but so many of the times people will say their favorite title or their favorite piece about them is being a mom. Oh, was it Diane Keaton that was like in the airport and someone was like, what was your favorite role amongst your life? And
no,
she
it was
like,
the woman that just, no, it wasn't Diane Keaton.
Meryl Streep. Was it
No,
Meryl
from
Streep?
Schitt's Creek.
Schitt's Creek.
Oh, Moira.
Yes.
Catherine
Catherine
O'Hara.
O'Hara.
Okay,
Like
it's Catherine
America's
O'Hara.
mom.
Yes.
And no, but like maybe Diane, I don't even know that Diane Keaton has, I don't know.
Sure,
But,
I'll Google it when, yeah.
No, but you're right. It was Catherine O'Hara because it came out right after she died. Yeah.
Wasn't that, it made me want to cry.
Right. She said, what's your favorite role? And she said, mom. And it's like, it's so important. And everything that you say is so important, so powerful. We're entrusted these people and it ends up being, it's the hardest. And it also is our most favorite position. And when in society today, it does feel like stay-at-home moms are given the least amount of notice or
almost like
recognition. Thank you. I was like,
and props, for lack of a better phrase.
Yeah, like the least amount of recognition, or it feels like either the easy way out, or it's like, oh, you just want to stay at home, and just like,
yeah, girl, I do. I want to go play pickleball. Sorry,
or whatever. yeah, and it's like, what is it? Oh, yeah, with great responsibility,
with great power comes great responsibility.
Power comes great responsibility. Yeah, we are entrusted these kids to raise, and we find it so important, and so we want to spend that time and love and effort on raising them, and it ends up being, yes, the hardest and the most valuable us. So I just think that's so powerful and true.
So good.
Part of what I'm hearing you say, Dawn, is that, or not even part of, what do they call those? A thread, a through thread, whatever, of what you've been saying is that in those seasons, in whatever season of parenting, whether you would have named it this or not, there were opportunities that you took to go inward and to mother yourself. And I think that conversation of parenthood is important because we are mothering our children, but if we pay attention, there is ample opportunity to mother ourselves.
Yeah.
Oh man, Meredith, that was so good. I'm like, and you're even like, I feel like I needed to hear that today because as I was like voice memoing Hannah yesterday, like, help me, because we're a week and a half into the 2-year-old phase, and it is given me a run for my money. And that's really interesting. I'm going to be thinking about, okay, where am I facing friction and why is this frustrating? And are there opportunities that maybe I need to mother myself and that's why I'm getting so frustrated. So,
well, and like, thank God for Hannah, literally.
Yes.
I'm not, Hannah, I'm not blowing sunshine up when I tell you this. I am scared to death of Ethan when being 2 or 3. The toddlers terrify me.
Don't be scared.
But because I have you. I'm not kidding. I'm not blowing sunshine. I'm like, oh, it'll be fine. I have friends who can help, who will be padding for me when I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, I know that I know the end of my rope. It's a very short rope. And I have friends with longer ropes. That is the essence. It's not just our own response. Like, let me say it this way. Our reparenting ourselves and our mothering ourselves doesn't just come from within. It also is from our community, our,
village
cloud of witnesses, if you will, and I think that matters so much.
Oh, so good.
Meredith, that's a really critical point that I haven't touched on is community. And so I encourage everyone to find a community. There's so many different ways to do that. Find those friendships, and for the people that will encourage you, for the people that can lift you up when you're like, I'm done. Yeah. Or like, and even the in-person people that can come over and like, can I leave for an hour? Because I'm not good right now.
Right.
And parenting of yourself. I mean, there were I've had over 20, oh my gosh, no, 40, is that possible? I'm 50. I've had 40 years of therapy. So on and off, like not continual,
Sure,
but
sure.
there has been like I sought therapy and good therapists. And so whatever that might look like you and for people, and there were seasons I could not afford that. So there are people that will see you on a sliding scale fee. I know that for a fact. So I am one that I do not love excuses. So you guys don't know me that well because I'm like, oh no, no, no. We got to have some grit in life. So any
Yeah.
listeners, like there are ways to figure some things out if you want something. And to the 29-year-old, our daughter, I also just want to say, like, our daughter had learning disabilities. And then our son, I cried when he graduated high school. People were like, "Oh, you're so sad." I'm like, "I'm so happy it's over. I'm so happy it is done.
My
There
high
will never
school.
be another like night before project that has to be completed. There
Totally,
will never
totally.
be
God, that was me. I was that kid. Oh,
you were
sweetie.
yeah.
I
So like,
know.
I mean, I just
Fascinating. Waking up
remember,
at 4 a.m.
yes.
out to study for a test. I'm like,
Yes, but
Awful.
all of that, I was just like, thank you, God, it's
Yeah,
done.
yeah,
So trust me, this is not like sunshine and unicorns and rainbows
totally.
that I'm trying to say here. We've done some hard stuff.
For sure.
Well, and man, Dawn, I could sit here and talk to you for hours as I do in our voice memos, but
We are pretty funny.
you mentioned the word grit, and so I would love for folks to hear from you. Where can we follow? You have a Substack, you have a website, you have an amazing. I know you say like you don't like social media, but you are crushing it on social media
I
right
can follow
now.
you.
So yeah,
So
tell us
yeah,
where we can follow you.
so you can follow me on Substack, Dawn Marraccino, and the name of my, maybe you can link to it in your show notes. I
Yeah,
don't
we
know.
will. Yep.
It's so you won't be surprised after hearing me speak probably that it's all about grit and grace because I think we need both of those in our hands almost at the same time. You got to be gritty to get through this life and you have to have grace. You have to have grace though first so to your point, Meredith, is that you need to have grace and for yourself. So there, and then on Instagram, Dawn Marraccino, I think, which is
I'm sorry for saying Marraccino earlier. That's me
well,
wanting the Shirley Temple.
you actually said it correctly, Meredith.
Okay. I'm
So
like, I'm so sorry.
I am a Italian by marriage only, Sicilian, and I am married to the one and only Captain Frank. Let's be frank, who I neglected to mention at the time of this is at about 16,000 feet elevation because he is climbing Everest Base Camp, not to the top of the mountain. That's like 27,000, but to base camp, they go to 17,000 elevation. He's there.
Yeah. And he's in
an
his, is he in
adventure.
his 70s?
He will be 70 in September, which is mind blowing to me because I'm like, how old are you? It's a good thing that dude works out because I could not be married to an old dude. I would be so bored. But I'm sorry, Hannah. Sorry. She's like, I keep watching Hannah's face and she's like, did she just say that? I did. You can edit it out.
No, no. It's so funny because my husband, I'm like, you don't get old, okay? Like,
Yeah.
you need to stay, like,
yes,
yeah,
and
fit
he,
and
and
healthy.
he
Like,
is
don't-
fit and healthy and does more adventures. He climbed Kilimanjaro. CoachDawnNoel.com is my website. And like I said, I coach executive assistants mainly in ministry, in nonprofit spaces, as well as the women. So do career coaching and my favorite, just a plug, is definitely the Ready Framework because it has changed the way that I coach. So it is, Holly Tate is brilliant.
Yes,
And
she is.
I will do a plug here. Someone once said to me, you want to be careful about who you hitch your wagon to, Dawn. And that was when I was being approached by different people to coach like under their umbrella. And when I saw Holly was doing it, I'm like, I want that. That
No.
was brilliant. So anyway, I think
You're
that's
the
all the
best.
things you asked me, Miss Tate.
You crushed it, Dawn. This brought me so much joy. I am so grateful for your vulnerability and courage and sharing your story. And you are a phenomenal coach. So yes, definitely go follow Dawn on all that. We'll link to all of that in the show notes and or at getmomready.com, where if you're listening to this on your favorite podcast app, make sure you go subscribe to our email at getmomready.com, where you get the weekly drop with all of the notes, all the links, all the things. And yeah, Dawn, we're so grateful for you.
This was amazing. I am so grateful for this time. It's been a privilege to sit with you all. And I just encourage you, just take a breath, relax, and keep doing what you're doing.
Love it.
Dawn.
Thanks, everybody. Dawn, you're the best. Mwah,
Thanks,
mwah.
guys. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.